In this video, we are going to talk about 5 steps which you can use to learn any programming language. Hey everyone, this is Kamran and I'm a full stack web developer and I make YouTube videos for other developers to help them in their career and also for the fresher developers who wants to start their career in coding. And in this video, we are going to talk about 5 steps which I use to learn any new programming language. So these 5 steps will help you to understand and learn any new programming language or any new web development framework. So we will get into these 5 steps one by one in detail. So if you are new here, I would suggest you to hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell. So the next time when I'm going to upload an awesome video on web development or any coding related videos, you will get notified for this. So now let's talk about these 5 steps which will help you to learn any new programming language. The first step is to make up your mind. So this is very important point in this list, because this is the start where you make up your mind to learn something and you make up your mind that you are going to put that much of effort and time into learning this programming language. Many tutors and mentors mostly miss this point, but this is very important point because you have to be mentally prepared that you are going to put this amount of effort as well as this amount of time to learn this particular language. So the first step is always to make up your mind that you are going to dedicate your part of a day to learn this application or then this programming language. Now comes the second step, and the second step is to read about that programming language or the framework. Now this is the time where you are going to get the theoretical knowledge of the programming language. Let's say if you are going to learn Python, then you have to learn all the theory behind the programming language and what is the motive behind this making this programming language and why do we exactly use this programming language and what is the scope of this programming language. Like when you are going to learn this programming language, what are the amount of chances that you are going to get a good job in this programming language. So these things you have to read all about, and these you can do reading tech blogs, you watching YouTube videos. Now once you read all about the theory about this programming language, you are ready to get started on the actual coding. Now comes the third step where you start learning the basics. So this is not the theory. Now you have to set up the compiler or the interpreter on your local machine, and then you start learning about the basics. The basics about like looping, condition, and data structure of that programming language. You have to learn all these things and all the basics of this language so that you know what is the root of these programming languages. If we are talking about Python, so you have to start with their data structure, how to write a function in the Python language, or what are the loops available in the programming language and which is the best one among them. In this way you will learn the basics as well as you will learn what is the most efficient way to code in that language. So once they are very clear with the basics, now comes the fourth step. The fourth step is to start with this mid-level projects. So you have already put in a lot of time in learning the basics, so you don't have to start with the small projects like calculator. So you have to go to the mid-level projects. So let's say if you are learning Node.js, then you have to build a mid-level size project of like e-commerce or a backend for the streaming platform. So these are the mid-level project into which you don't have to worry about covering the whole features. And if you want to learn web development, then you should subscribe to my channel because I upload lots of mid-level project for all web development frameworks. And now once you learn the basic of the programming language and you create the mid-level projects, now is the time to get started with the actual development. So the now question is, who is going to give a fresher a real life projects, right? So you have to put a lot of extra effort to get the real life project. Now there are lots of startups out there which can help you to work on the actual project. So in this fifth point is very important, because in this fifth point you have to talk with other peoples and you have to get in touch with other peoples to get the real life job. And in this real life example, you will get to know the actual production issues and how a product is developed from end to end. So these 5 steps you can use to learn any new programming language. So I will reiterate what we have discussed in the whole video, that first step is always to make up your mind, and then you have to read about those programming languages which you want to learn, and then you have to start with the basics of that programming language like looping and every basic items of that programming language. And the fourth is to build some mid-level application for in that programming language to get a good grasp on that programming language. And the fifth and the very hard part is to actually getting the production level application from the startup or any new company which can help you to get some hands-on experience on that programming language. So if you are learning a new programming language, I will wish you all the best, and these 5 steps will help you to understand the flow of how you can master a programming language. Happy coding everyone. See you in the next video.